Hello everyone, welcome back to Garden Wise. My name is Shivangi and in today's video we are going to talk about cherry plant. The variety of cherry you are watching right now on the screen is Barbados cherry. If you want to grow some fruits in your terrace garden, you should definitely go for this cherry plant. I'll give you all the details in this video. Keep watching. Before moving further, I would like to remind you, if you are new to this channel, hello, my name is Shivangi. I make videos on gardening, DIYs and decor. Do watch this video if you love it. Please like this video, comment your opinion below and share this video with your friend. और हाँ, सब्सक्राइब तो आप कर ही दोगे. So without any further ado, let's dive in. So this is my cherry plant which I bought 2 years back. This plant right now you're watching is 2-year-old plant. The plant which I bought was tiny little grafted cherry plant. This plant grows really fast. The one thing you have to do is just prune. Prune it and it will grow back. Prune it, it will grow back. This plant is in my terrace garden and planted in a pot. I had kept this plant in 8-inch pot for almost a year, and after that I had transplanted this one in 12-inch pot, if you can see right now. Yes, this pot is a home for this plant from almost a year now. As I said earlier, this is really very easy to grow plant. If you can see this pink flower, this will later convert into a red cherry. So let's talk about its requirement one by one. First, sunlight. Since the day I bought, this plant is in full sun. Yes, if you know, fruiting plants and vegetable needs full sun. So you have to keep your cherry plant in full sun. Now let's talk about water requirement. I water this plant only when soil is completely dry. This plant is slightly drought tolerant plant, so you don't have to really worry about watering problems. Now let's talk about the very important requirement of a cherry plant, which is pruning. Let's talk about how and when to prune your cherry plant. Firstly, never ever get afraid of pruning your plant, because when you prune your plant, it will boost its growth and the plant become more healthy. I prune this plant near springs, which is February and September. When you prune this plant nearby monsoon, you will get very good fruiting in winters. Same thing, when you prune this plant in February, you will get good fruiting in April, which is after spring. This is one of a stage of fruiting when flowers convert into tiny little green cherries. As I said, this plant is slightly drought tolerant. If you can see, soil is pretty much dry, so I don't take stress about watering. But when flowers started converting into fruits, you have to water little regularly. Now let's talk about fertilizer, which is also one of an important aspect regarding growth of any plant. So during springs, which is September and February, I fed this plant with good amount of cow dung manure. Yes, I fed this plant cow dung manure twice a year. And on monthly basis, I treat this plant with seaweed liquid fertilizer. Except treating it with cow dung manure and seaweed solution, I do not feed this plant anything. So now you must have guessed that this plant is quite easy to grow. Now let's talk about the locations in which this plant thrives very properly. So I am from Varanasi, Uttar Pradesh, which also has quite extreme temperatures. Winters are very cold and summers are very hot. But as you can see, this plant is thriving with me really well. So if you are from Delhi, Bangalore or from Himachal, you can grow this plant very easily. Now let's talk about fruiting and flowering season of this plant. After monsoons, this plant started to bloom, and during winters to early summers, this plant fruits all over. As I said, I am growing this plant in pot in my terrace garden, but if you wish, you can pot it directly into ground and it will thrive very beautifully. One more thing, gardeners usually plant fruiting plants in pair, but if you can see, I have this plant only in one pot, and as you can see, it is blooming and fruiting very beautifully. If you are wondering whether these flowers will convert into fruit or not, just don't worry, bring this plant home, because almost 70% of flowers convert into beautiful fruits. For now, let's enjoy some yummy cherry harvest. Hope you found this video helpful. If you do so, please like this video, comment down your favorite part or doubt, subscribe to my channel. Until then, see you all in next video. Happy gardening. Bye bye.